Hello there friends, CS News Live here. In today's video we've got G2 breaking their curse streak, some crazy roster shuffles in top teams, Monesy sharing his thoughts on the former captains, and a lot more of exciting news from the world of CS2. So without further ado, let's get straight to it. I think we shall kick things off with 3D Max. Previously, insider KRL reported that the French org Gentlemates was interested in signing the players, but now KRL claims that the team might be signed by either BC Game or Twisted Minds, as they're in advanced negotiations with rosters. Just a reminder guys, the players haven't been paid for a long time and the org is buried in debt. According to KRL, the next few days will be crucial for the French players, but we can't rule out the possibility that they might re-sign with 3D Max. Stepping away from the pro CS scene for a moment, we've gotta talk about one of Faceit's latest updates. They finally decided to crack down on toxicity. Now, depending on your personal toxicity level, you'll face different ban lengths. For a level 1 toxicity, you'll get a week-long ban, level 2 will get you banned for a month, and if you hit level 3, you're looking for a year-long ban. To reduce your toxicity level, you have to complete probation periods of 1, 3 or 6 months. For some context, Faceit has already banned around 150,000 accounts recently for smurfing or account boosting. All these changes are aimed at making the platform more efficient, eliminating cheaters, smurfs and toxic players, and hopefully keep Loba happy. Guys, what do you think about this new Faceit edition? On my elo level, there's not really much they can do about toxicity, I guess, because it's all over the place. And you know, you just can't ban all the people playing, so maybe share your stories in the comments below. And of course, my friends, let's jump straight into the hottest topic, the roster shuffles. And here the fun fact is that people are already talking about post-Shanghai major transfers, while the RMR tournament hasn't even started. Yet we're already hearing buzz about changes in Falcons, Vitality, FaZe, Virtus Pro and whatnot. But let's break it down piece by piece. We shall start with the most hyped one, I guess. They're reportedly building an absolute stacked roster. According to insiders, they're looking to bring in not only Nico but also Monacy and apEX. Yeah, you heard that right, the org from the Saudi Arabia is rumored to replace their captain with apEX. These are just rumors still, of course, but even Vitality responded to us. After we posted it on Twitter, Vitality replied with a tweet, but instead of words, it was just laughter. And yeah, guys, even Vitality read our post, so if you're not, go fix that right now. The link to our Twitter account is in the description. And Justin Snappy denied that apEX will replace him in Falcons, but you know, people can lie sometimes. Or just cover the information. Looking at apEX's recent stats and gunplay, maybe he will become a coach, an analyst or of some sort or something like that. Anyways, Richard Lewis also weighed in on Monacy's potential move to Falcons, asking who would be the sniper in the team, Simple or Monacy, to which Alexander himself gave a logical response. He basically said that if there is a sniper better than him on the team, he'd have no problem giving the op and the role and switching to the rifler. By the way, it's Simple's birthday today, he turns 27, so congratulate him in the comments below. And you know what guys, while rumors of Nico's transfer to Falcons have been circulating for a while and it's almost a done deal, I guess, whispers about such drastic changes in Vitality are just starting to spread. Previously, we already knew that Monesy was leaving the roster, or at least his teammates were not really happy about him. But with the rumors of apEX's departure, everyone started asking who will replace the captain. One of the most reliable insiders from the Eastern Europe, Overdrive, answered that question, claiming that if apEX leaves, ZywOo will step in as Vitality's new captain. And yeah guys, you can recall ZywOo's recent interview where he said that he can become IGL if the situation requires. So that option seems real. As for Monesy and other players leaving, Vitality reportedly has their eyes on Yimpat. And there's more also. Spinks was also considering leaving, but that seemed to be tied to Monesy's departure. So if the British player leaves, I think Vitality might be able to hold on to Spinks. This roster is just falling apart. Poor Vitality, I really like this team. Friends, if you have any suggestions about how Vitality should line up after the Shanghai Major, drop your thoughts in the comments below. As for FaZe Clan, we've already covered this in a previous video, but let's get over it again. So, according to sources, FaZe is looking to refresh their roster by potentially cutting Rain or karrigan, or both of them. If the captain leaves, the plan is to bring in ZywOo as his replacement. But here's a real question, what happens to Mouse then? If every team keeps dropping or buying out their veteran players, young talents from Mouse will be in high demand. So what will the org do in the meantime? Well, they just signed a new Mouse NXT roster. It's PR, Yorko, Xelex, Blick, Click, and Tobbies as coach. So I guess Mouse at least have a backup plan for the future. Since we're already on the topic of major news, let's talk about the recently concluded Blast Finals, where Na'Vi faced off against G2. The action kicked off on Ancient, Na'Vi's pick. But right from the start, things didn't go well for Na'Vi. G2 was winning every retake, no matter how tough, regardless of what weapons Na'Vi had. The black and yellow managed to get back into the game at 5-1, winning 5 consecutive rounds. But they've lost the last one, so it was a tie. The second pistol round was absolutely wild, ending with the 2 knife kills from G2, something we haven't seen in a finals match in a long time. Moreover, I'll tell you this, it happened 2 times in the whole history of CS, I mean double knife kills in a single round. So that was awesome. Anyways, that led to G2 dominating the second half as well. But at 10-6, G2 made a crucial mistake, trying to rush A as a group, only to run straight into Wonderful. After that, AlexeB tried to show who the real captain is, but even that wasn't enough, as G2 took advantage of Na'Vi's weak B side, and subsequently closed out the game, taking their opponent's map pick. Next up was Dust 2, G2's pick, but things didn't start well for them. Ime dominated the pistol round, and once G2 finally had some money, one of their strongest players got shot down in mid. This left Monacy to clutch a 2v4 situation by himself, but even that wasn't enough, as JL wiped out 4 players. The next round, where G2 had a solid chance to turn things around, came at 4-5, but they were sabotaged by a bit of a bad luck. Nico accidentally clipped Snacks with a stray bullet, which caused G2 to lose the round. As a result, the first half ended 7-5 for Na'Vi. After that, G2 managed to find their footing, taking 5 consecutive rounds, highlighted by a solid ace from Hunter. Against a Nico, but still an ace. Then it became a back and forth, with both teams neck to neck. Rounds were often decided by the smallest details. At 11-11, G2 won a crucial retake, pushed it to map point, and eventually closed up the map in their favor. Next up was Mirage, Na'Vi's pick, and their strongest map. But once again, for some reason, Na'Vi's performance wasn't at its best, especially at the start, as G2 took the first 3 rounds, and although Na'Vi responded with 1 full buy, G2 answered back with a 6-round streak. Malbs even wiped out 4 players from the pit, which seemed to completely crush Na'Vi's morale. By the end of the first half, G2 had a 3-fold lead. However, during the break, Blade must have given Na'Vi some serious motivation or tactics or whatever, because they came out determined to mount a comeback, and it all began. First, a well-played pistol round, and then Na'Vi began racking up one after another, eventually catching up to G2. At that point, Monesy stepped up, winning a quick and confident 1v2 clutch, as if it was just another day at the office, which for him it probably is. But in the very next round, Na'Vi, thanks to AlexeB, won a 2v2 and pushed the map to match point, finally closing out their pick. No one can stop Na'Vi on Mirage, right? Next up was Inferno, G2's pick. But before we dive in, here's an interesting fact. During the break between maps, Na'Vi's JL was surprised with a birthday celebration, and James Banks even brought out a cake. JL turned 25. Coincidentally, on the same day exactly 5 years ago, Hunter signed his first contract with G2. A great day for both teams. But let's get back on track. The 4th map, Inferno, G2's pick. The first pistol round kicked off with JL almost clutching a 1v3, but after taking down the last attacker, he ran out of time to defuse the bomb, and the round was lost. This gave G2 the momentum to win 3 consecutive rounds, gaining a slight advantage. advantage. Then Navi responded with a streak of 3. From there, it all came down to clutch moments. At 5-4, Nico and Monesy managed to turn a 2v3 in their favor. In the final round of the half, G2 shut down Navi's attempt to hit B, closing the half at 7-5. After the side switch, Navi's game fell apart as they only managed to secure 2 rounds, one of which was the pistol. The final round was won by Monacy in a 1v2 clutch. The funny part, even after that clutch, the game almost went on because Ilya nearly forgot about the bomb, but Nico reminded him just in time to defuse it. In the end, Monacy was awarded the MVP medal. And JL, looking at the photo of Ilya in his MVP medal, joked that he wishes Monacy were as sweet in game as he looks in the photo, because on the map, Monacy is just a beast that can't be stopped. Another interesting fact is that this is Snax's first tournament win in 6 years, with his last victory being at ESL New York 2018. Hunter, on the other hand, took the opportunity to remind everyone that no one can beat G2 10 times in a row. And of course, guys, your favorite Thorin couldn't resist addressing Liquid again, asking why they passed on Malps. And well, he's actually right, because Malps is just amazing. As for Navi, it looks like their best of 5 finals curse has returned. By the way, G2's victory didn't go unnoticed, as they climbed to 2nd place in HLTV rankings. Meanwhile, Vitality dropped 1 spot and FaZe made their way back into the top 6. The biggest jump came from BB Team, who gained 4 spots. On the flip side, the biggest drop was from BIG, who fell 3 positions. And my friends, let's keep talking about G2, because recently Monacy shared his experience with the 3 different captains he'd played under. According to him, Alexibi was the most unique with his own vision of the game, but he himself just couldn't align with the coach. At the time, Monacy played more passively, and he had just entered the tier 1 scene, so it was difficult for him. Huxi, despite his poor stats, still made a significant impact. According to Ilya, Huxi often helped outside of the game, discussing anti-strats and other strategies. And Snax is the most experienced captain Monacy had worked with. However, Ilya mentioned that Snax is still learning how to call, which sometimes leads to issues, possibly contributing to G2's struggles in attack and tactics overall. Nonetheless, Ilya was happy to meet the new team. Well, let's wrap things up with a tier list from Maui, where he ranked the teams based on their aura. In the S tier, he placed G2 and FaZe, while the Comeback Kings and Mirage Masters Navi were only ranked in the next tier. They share it with Mongols, Vitality and Eternal Fire. At the bottom, he placed 9Z as the weakest aura team. Maui Snake says they have no aura at all. Slightly above them are Falcons, NIP and Heroic. But in my opinion, guys, first, Heroic has the aura. Have you seen their Twitter game? And second, after all the roster shuffles, Falcons could rise significantly, maybe even much higher. You know, because Simple, Nico and all that. They're both the definition of aura in CS. And that's all for today, my friends. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, to follow the channel and leave a comment below. We're not saying goodbye for a long time. See you soon.